right, what's going on, family? Another day to be blessed, another day to be thankful, another day to just, you know what I'm saying, just be thankful and motivated that things is kind of working in your favor. You're able to make it back and forth to work. You're able to do all the things that, you know, you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Bump the stuff that you want to do. You're able to do the things that you need to do and get accomplished. And this program's definitely helping you to be focused. So that's always a blessing. That's always a blessing. So today, I kind of want to talk about MK Ultra 2.0 for a normal person. You know what I'm saying? This program is very effective for a normal person. You know what I'm saying? Let's say just a normal person they want to target, right? They do the covert surveillance, right? They get all the information they can about them. You know what I'm saying? Where do they go on a frequent? What type of job they work at? Who they're in a relationship with? Who are they close to? Who are they not close to? You know what I'm saying? What type of bond do they have with the people that's close to them? You know what I'm saying? Just really get your whole background. Then before they go ahead and push the overt stage and stuff like that, they already know what ticks a normal person off. You know what I'm saying? They probably get somebody from their past that probably be like, oh, this person's fears. This is what this, you know what I mean? This person done, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And they just started up on a normal person. A normal person, they gon' lose their mind. They're gonna see all the targeting that's going on. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to tell everybody, like, hey, you know, this is what happened, and this is what happened, and people gonna start gaslighting them. And they probably a normal person will probably believe the gaslight. Like, oh man, I'm tripping. Yeah, I do need to see a doctor or something like that. And they be like, nah, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? And they might push a normal person, you know what I mean, to mental health. It may push them to be under the influence of alcohol or drinking. You know, the person they probably in a relationship with is starting to act funny. You know what I'm saying? And they end up splitting up. You know what I mean? Their friends start acting funny, start acting distant. You know what I'm saying? If they have, let's say if they have money or their name is known, their reputation, you know what I'm saying? They just start destroying their reputation. You know, they just start getting in their finances, people asking for money. You know what I mean? Just digging in their pockets. If they have children, the children just start acting funny on them. You know what I mean? Start making life harder for them. You know what I'm saying? Start acting bad in school. You know, just whatever they can to cause problem. And to a normal person, it's going to have an effect. You know what I'm saying? With people looking at them funny and stuff like that, a normal person is going to end up getting incarcerated really fast. You know what I'm saying? And they get out and they just wondering what's going on. What is all this about? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Getting into multiple arguments, losing their job. You know what I'm saying? Just their life is starting to get turned upside down. The normal person, you know what I'm saying, probably wouldn't even make it on YouTube. Probably wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Once they finally figure out that this is orchestrated and stuff like that, you know, it almost be like, you know, too late. Then they start getting on YouTube and seeing like people talking about this gang stalking and stuff like that, and how so many people on YouTube is strong spirited, got a strong spirit. Everybody's calm and cool and collected. You know what I'm saying? A normal person gonna be like, man, bump that, man. You know what I'm saying? People trying me out here. You know, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to take some of the documentation to the police. You know what I'm saying? And then once they take it to the police just collect the data as, mental health. And you keep coming up with that plausible deniability evidence, normal person, they just gonna do a evaluation on them and have them, mental health. Then the person ain't gonna want to work. You know what I'm saying? And done lost the relationship. They just feel isolated and alone, and they just get to that point where they want to take revenge, but they don't know who to take revenge, and their mind's so clouded. You know what I'm saying? It's just that basically the next person that they can take revenge on, that's who they're gonna take revenge on, and then boom, the program is effective. They got their sacrifice, they got their money. So this MK Ultra 2.0 program is a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Once you're a TI, unless you get recruited and become their pets and you get assigned a handler and, you know what I'm saying, you continue the harassment going and stuff like that, or, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you're just basically a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of normal people would be sacrifices after sacrifices after sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the TI community, you see it's like a lot of people that's not normal. Why I say these people not normal? Because a lot of TIs on YouTube, they're strong-minded. They have emotional intelligence. They're patient. That's what it seems like. They're patient. They're not freaking out like a normal person would freak out. They're not making videos, snapping on people. I remember there was people that used to make videos and they used to be very aggressive on their videos. You know what I'm saying? Just talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Stabbing trees. Just arguing people, but not. I ain't never seen nobody actually getting into like a fight. I just seen people arguing, people like running up on people, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But I ain't seen no actual, no fight. People be really, really like strong-minded, but a normal person that's recording, if there's a real situation going on, most likely they gonna snap. Most likely they gonna probably pop off on that person, slap that person. You know what I'm saying? All type of things. But you don't see that in the TI community. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people in the TI community are strong-spirited. And I'm right along with them, strong-spirited. But for a normal person, emotional intelligence, you have to have some discipline before. This ain't something you could just accumulate over the night. It takes practice. It takes time. It takes discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of the so-called TIs, I don't know. You know what I mean? So the only way that I can discern, my best way of me discerning, just from my mental health, like as far as linking and stuff, I kind of gave that up. You know what I mean? Because I'm all right. I got my wife. I kind of gave that up. But as far as like identifying who I feel like are real TIs, and it's just my opinion, it's just footage. People at least showing. You know what I'm saying? You could just feel in a person's energy. You know what I mean? You could just tell the stuff they say. Just the energy behind it, and the live footage and documents. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's gonna have a bad day. It gets days where the target ramps up and gets out of hand, and you record it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because TIs don't want to be embarrassed, or you know what I'm saying, they, you know what I mean, I don't know what it is, but everybody can't be strong-spirited like this. You know what I mean? How society is, there's so many normal people out in society. You know what I mean? So many people will break so quickly, so fast, they will break. You know what I mean? It don't take much to tick normal people off. You know what I mean? there's a lot of ticking time bombs already out there, as you can see on the news. It's a lot of ticking time bombs already out there. And all it takes is that one day. But when you got, strong-spirited TIs that have emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying, that has positive energy, that came up with, creative ways to not snap off, you have to kind of stay to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't get caught up in situations because you can get trapped too. So, I know there's a lot of TIs out there that probably got trapped and got caught up in a situation, you know what I'm saying? And they got compromised. I know a lot of TIs had to go through that. They still had their sinful nature, you know what I mean? Carnal minded, and just got caught up at the wrong place and at the wrong time. And they had no idea it was orchestrated, or they found out later it was orchestrated and it was too late. And that MK Ultra 2.0, like they'll find ways to mind control people. They do all type of things to try to mind control people. All these tactics to make you go a certain way, to make you go a certain path, to certain people around you, you know what I'm saying, to keep you in a certain type of vibration, you know what I mean? They have ways to prevent you from living out your God purpose, your God-given purpose. You know what I mean? But you don't see that anymore. And it's not like you want to see that. Thank God that we have a lot of strong-spirited TIs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're just targeting strong-spirited TIs. I don't think that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the case. It's just that now you don't see normal people being targeted no more. Everybody that's targeted is strong-spirited, emotional intelligence, very calm. A lot of strong-spirited TIs are religious. Are they in the New Age consciousness? And they're very strong. You get what I'm saying? You don't really see no people spazzing out, or people really having mental breakdowns. Nobody's video uploads up anymore, and you hear the rawness of people actually breaking down. You don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. That's good. And I guess that goes towards the senior TIs that made their videos and keep people at a high vibration to not have that mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? I refuse. I personally refuse to have that mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? It gets times where it gets overwhelming. It gets very irritable. You know what I'm saying? But, God will intervene some way and things will calm down. People will be calm the next day. It'll calm and then they'll ramp up again. And then it'll be calm, then it'll ramp up. But just imagine if they just constantly ramping it up. Constantly. No brakes, just all gas. You know what I'm saying? So it's just got to be thankful. It's a reason why they do what they do. And you just got to do what you need to do. And in this program, you can't be a normal person. A normal person ain't going to make it in this program. This program is definitely going to deteriorate your whole reality. And if, most normal people, they depend on other people. Most normal people are like outgoing type people. You know what I'm saying? They got friends, you know what I mean? They got a reputation. They got an ego. You get what I'm saying? And that's the number one tool, how they just break a person down. You know what I mean? It's like clockwork. So for people not breaking down, there's something really special about you. Just for you having a strong spirit, there's something special about you. And if you're a TI and you got a strong spirit, just know any negative things that you do, you know what I'm saying? It's their loosh. It's the food for these demons out here. It's the food for these narcissists, these evil people out here. You know what I'm saying? It's fuel for them. You know what I mean? It amplifies and it helps them out. So it's just like you got to just try to prevent yourself from involving yourself in any negative activity. You know what I mean? Even if it's legal. It doesn't matter if it's illegal or legal. Just, you have to just stop from any negative activity. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't feed off the positivity. They hate the positivity. They'll try to hide all the positivity you do. They'll try to overlook all the positivity you do. So they don't get the fuel from positivity. I noticed that. They get fuel from negativity. They love it when you do negative things. You know what I'm saying? So thank God that the TIs on the YouTube are not normal people. Because if we were normal people, we would have a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be thankful that you're not labeled common. You're not labeled the usual, you know what I'm saying, target. You're the unusual target. You know what I'm saying? You're different. You're special. You know what I mean? And you just got to thank God for that and just try to soak up all the positive and try to stay away from negativity. Even if it's boring, even if sometimes some days get boring and it seems like the target went down and you think you can go out and be who you was before, you think you just go out, be who you was before and just do things? Nah. You can't. You know what I'm saying? This is your new reality. And these people are trying to mind control you using everything around you. You know what I mean? To reprogram you into a way of their liking. You know what I mean? Turn you into a being, you know what I mean, of their liking. And they want absolute results. So every day you have to strive to be more positive. Every day you have to strive to not involve yourself in anything negative. With that being said, family, peace.